Buenos dias and welcome back to another video, my friends. I hope you're staying healthy and I hope you're staying safe wherever you are in the world. Today on the channel, I want to talk about composition. I want to give you some tips on how to shoot better compositions and be in the moment and shoot the shot that you really want. So we are currently in San Clemente, California, and Carlos is right over here. Say hi to the camera, Carlos. And we were out to shoot stars, really the Milky Way this morning. We figured out that this place, this location today was going to have clear skies. Clear skies. That's not the case. But that's okay, because when you come out to shoot photography, you're supposed to have fun and you're supposed to enjoy yourself. So I want to present to you an acronym that I've kind of made up recently just to help me for every composition, and there's some things you should think about. And the word is scene. So set your scene, how you're gonna set your scene, what you're gonna look out at, what you're gonna actually focus on. So let's start with the first letter, S. S stands for side to side. So look at your frame from side to side. Is everything you want in the actual frame? Or did you want to include more of the pier or more of this beach area here? So that is what you want to do first and foremost, is just look at the scene and look at your frame from side to side. So the next letter in scene is C, and that stands for corners. You want to take a look at all the corners of your scene. Make sure that there's nothing that's distracting that your eye will go to that will distract somebody from your image. Again, we can always crop in post, but it's better to have it done in the actual shot when you're taking it, because that way you have the full megapixel range for your camera. So if you're shooting 20 megapixels, for example, you're gonna have 20 megapixels in your scene. Now, if you crop a little bit, you start to reduce the megapixels that are in your scene by virtue of collapsing the shot in. So just look at all the corners and make sure that you have it right in camera as much as possible. For example, I would take a look at, let's clear this out a little bit. I would take a look at the corners, and I like everything here if I'm facing straight down the beach here. But what I don't like is this piece here. Either that building, I need to include more of it to include the scene and perhaps even bring in more of the scene so I have more clear skies above or some spacing right here in the corner, or just eliminate it altogether and maybe do something like this. It all depends on what you're looking to do, but nonetheless, or include more of the building. I feel like that would be a decent composition right there. Let me fire this one off. So that being said, just clean up your corners. It's real simple to look at each corner and make sure that there's nothing distracting in each of the corners. So the next letter that we want to take a look at is the letter E, and that stands for edges. Take a look at your whole frame, the edges of your frame, and make sure that as much as possible, there's nothing in that part of the frame that you don't want. Let's take a look at an example. So taking a look at this composition, it's not a bad composition. But at the bottom of my frame or my edge, I don't know if I like the amount of sand to rock kind of spacing here. So I either need to eliminate the rock or the sand altogether, or perhaps include more of it, just so there's a better balance. But that's what I mean by looking at the edges. And again, it's all to taste. Some of you might say, well, that is a good composition. It's nice and straight there. You've got enough of the sky in the scene. Just remember that all of these things are to taste and very subjective. And whether you're including more sand or more of the rocks, just make sure that you're looking at the whole outer edge of the image to get the image that you want. In certain cases, you have to just move your feet. I noticed that there was a rock in the left side of my image that I didn't want in. Of course, I could have cropped it in post, but I noticed it. Use your feet or use your telephoto lens if you need to, and just creep in or creep out on your shot just to get the shot just right on your edges. And N is the next letter, and that stands for new. move around and get a new shot. If you're not happy with the shot that you have, try something completely new or something more to the left or to the right or up or down. It just makes a world of difference when you kind of just get away from a subject that just isn't working for you at the moment. Maybe the light will change, maybe a new scene or a subject will come into that frame later on that will make it more interesting for you. But if not, just try a new scene. Try something new as your composition. So as an example, I've been mostly shooting towards the south, but I did turn my camera around now because I see a lot of nice color in the sky, and there's a nice part of the landscape that kind of feeds into the ocean in the far distance. So it's a beautiful shot. And just like I was talking about earlier, sometimes you just have to wait for a shot to happen. I noticed that there is a gentleman and his dog kind of coming towards me. So as they get more into scene, it might be possible to get them in the frame, and that might add as a subject or point of interest for your composition that might help. So trying a new location or a new composition is always helpful when you're going out and shooting photography. Let's see if this guy gets a little closer. Actually, I think he's walking away, so it's not gonna happen. Huh? He's coming towards us? Okay. Or maybe not. Maybe he's coming towards us. My eyes are failing me here. So another thing to consider with the letter N and new is your new composition could include having some patience and waiting for that new shot. As the gentleman walks closer, I have him dialed in. I'm shooting on 35mm. That's why I'm not necessarily being able to telephoto in. I could put on a different lens. That's another option for getting a new composition. But in this case, we'll go ahead and shoot this off. Okay, we got a couple of those shots off, and it's subjective as to whether it's a good shot or it was worthy of the shot or it was worth waiting for. But nonetheless, sometimes you just have to try shots. You'll never know. You miss all the shots that you don't take, as they say. So waiting for a shot may or may not pan out, but the idea of working through a shot and working through a new shot is very beneficial to the practice of photography. So that being said, again, good morning, how are you guys? Good, good. And then you just never know who's gonna jump into the scene when you're waiting. And so I just got those two nice ladies who walked through the scene, pretty yellow hat. It made it worth the wait. And it was a nice person or subject to put into your image when I didn't have anything before. So waiting and patience can make for a really good new shot. And lastly, the letter E. Just enjoy your photography. Have fun out there. The whole reason you're shooting photography, either as a professional or as a hobbyist, is to enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy your profession, enjoy the hobby, get out there and just shoot. So that's it, that's scene. You wanna check the sides, you wanna check the corners, you wanna check the edges all the way around, right? You wanna make sure that you get new shots when a composition isn't working, and then finally, just enjoy yourself out there. That's gonna do it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Please like this video if you liked any part of it. I would certainly appreciate it. Comment down below and give me your best practices and tips for setting up compositions, and then finally ring that bell to notify you of new videos when they're posted. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go for a swim, and yeah, we're gonna close out this video with me in the water. Let's go! JK. We'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Peace. And the other way towards the northwest side of this beach area, and I feel like I'm rambling. I'm a rambling man. I can do this, man. I'm a do this, man. All right, here we go.